gentleman, I pray you tell me where a gentleman dwelleth in yum yum. The wood of cocoa, in pity speak, oh speak, I pray you.
Why? Who are you who asked this question?
Come gather around me, and I'll tell you. Oh, wandering minstrel, lie a thing of shreds and matches, of ballad songs and snatches, and dreamy lullabies. My catalog is long through every passion raging, and to your humors changing, I tune my subtle song, I tune my subtle song. Oh, you sentimental, I'll sigh with you. Oh, sorrow, on maiden's coldness do you brood. I'll do so too. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. I'll charm your wailing ears with songs of lovers' fears, while sympathetic tears my cheeks bedew. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. Got to patriotic sentiment as wanted. I'm patriotic balance and pride. For whatever country's banner may be planted, all other local banners I can find. Our warriors in serried ranks assembled, never quail or they conceal it if they do. And I shouldn't be surprised if nations tremble before the mighty troops, the troops of Tadifu.
We shouldn't be surprised if nations tremble, tremble with alarm before the mighty troops, the troops of Titipu.
A wandering minstrel, lie a thing of shreds and patches, of ballad songs and snatches, and dreamy lullaby, and dreamy
And what's maybe your business with Yum Yum?
I'll tell you. About a year ago, I was the member of the Titipu Town Band. It was my duty to take the cap round for contributions. While discharging this delicate office, I saw Yum Yum. We loved each other at once, but she was betrothed to her guardian Coco, a cheap tailor, and I saw that my suit was hopeless. Overwhelmed with despair, I quitted the town. Judge my delight when I heard a month ago Coco was condemned to death for flirting. I hurried back at once in the hope that Yum Yum would be at liberty to listen to my protestations.
It is true that Coco was condemned to death for flirting, but he was reprieved at the last moment and raised to the exalted rank of Lord High Executioner under the following remarkable circumstances. Our great Mikado, virtuous man, when he to rule our land began, resolved to try a plan whereby young men might best be steadied. So he decreed in words succinct that all who flirted, leered, or winked, unless canoe be allied, should forthwith be beheaded, 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 should forthwith be beheaded. not be affected. The youth who winked a roving eye or breathed a non-connubial sigh was thereupon condemned to die. He usually objected. He usually objected. And you'll allow, as I expect, that he was right to so object. And I'm right and you are right and everything is quite correct.
And you are right and we are right and everything is quite correct. And everything is quite correct. All is quite correct.
And so we straight flat out on bail a convict from the county jail whose head was next on some pretext, condemned to be Mona, and made him headsman, for we said who's next to be decapitated cannot cut off another's head until he's cut his own off, his own off, his own off, until he's cut his own off. And we are right, I think you'll say, to argue in this kind of way. And I'm right and you are right and all is right to Lou Raleigh.
And you are right and we are right and all is right to Lurelay.
And I am right and we are right and all is right.
Coco, the chief tailor, Lord High Executioner of Titty-Poo. Why, that's the highest rank a citizen can attain.
It is. Our logical Mikado sees no moral difference between the dignified judge who condemns a criminal to die and the industrious mechanic who carries out the sentence has rolled the two offices into one, and every judge is now his own executioner.
But how good of it. For I see you are a nobleman of the highest rank, to condescend and tell all this to me, a mere strolling minstrel.
Don't mention it. I am, in point of fact, a particularly haughty and exclusive person of pre-Adamite ancestral descent. You'll understand this when I tell you that I can trace my ancestry back to a protoplasmal primordial atomic globule. Consequently, my family pride is something inconceivable. I can't help it. I was born sneering, but I struggled hard to overcome this defect. I mortify my pride continually. And when all the great officers of state resigned in the body because they were too proud to serve under an ex-tailor, did I not unhesitatingly accept all their posts at once and the salaries attached to them? You did. It is consequently my degrading duty to serve this upstart as First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chief Justice, Commander-in-Chief, Lord High Admiral, Master of the Buckhounds, Groom of the Backstairs, Archbishop of Titty-Poo, and Lord Mayor, both acting and elect, all rolled into one. And at a salary, a poobah paid for his services. I, a salaried minion, but I do it. It revolts me, but I do it.
And it does you credit.
But I don't stop at that. I go and dine with middle-class people on reasonable terms. I dance at cheap suburban parties for a moderate fee. I accept refreshments at any hands, however lowly. I also retail state secrets at a very low figure. For instance, any further information about Yum Yum would have to come under the head of a state secret. Another insult, and I think a light one. Young man, despair likewise go to Yum Yum's affair. You must not move, it will not
And have I journeyed for a month or nearly to learn that Yum Yum, whom I love so dearly, this day to Cocoa is to be united.
The fact appears to be as you've recited. But here he comes, equipped as suits his station. He'll give you any further information. Taken from the county jail by a set of curious chances, liberated then on bail on the unrecognized axis, wafted by a favoring gale, as it sometimes is in trances, to a height that few can scale, save by long and weary dances, surely never had a mail, under such circumstances, so adventurous a tale which may rank with most romances, taken from the county jail, by a set of curious chances, surely never had a mail, so adventurous a tale. Defer to the Lord my executioner, defer to the noble Lord, to the noble Lord my executioner, to the Lord my executioner, defer to the noble Lord my executioner. Gentlemen, I am much touched by this reception. I can only trust that by strict attention to duty, I shall ensure the continuance of those favors which will ever be my study to deserve. If I should ever be called upon to act professionally, I am happy to think that there will be no difficulty in finding plenty of people whose loss will be a distinct gain to society at large. As someday it may happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and who never will be missed, There's a pestilential nuisance, is a right for autographs. All people who have flabby hands and irritating laughs. All children who are up and date, floor you with them flat. All persons who in shaking can shake hands with you like that. And all third persons who on spoiling tat-tat-tats insist. They none of them be missed.
He's got him on the list, and none of them be missed,
There's a banjo serenader and the others of his race, the piano organist, I've got her on the list. All people who eat peppermint and puff it in your face, they never will be missed, And the idiot who praises with enthusiastic tone for all centuries but this and every country but his own. And the lady from the provinces who dresses like a I don't think she'd be missed. I'm sure she'd not be missed.
He's got her on the list, he's got her on the list, and I don't think she'll be missed. I'm sure she'll not be missed.
And that nice eyed Bryce Nuisance, who is now just rather the judicial humorist. I got her on the list of funny fellow comic men and clowns of private law. They'd none of them be missed, they'd none of them be missed. And apologetic statesmen of a compromising kind, such as, what do you call them? Thingamabobs. Likewise, never mind. And what's his name? And also, you know who, the task of filling up the blanks I'd rather leave to you. But it really doesn't matter whom you put up on the list. Well, they'd none of them be missed. They'd none of them be missed.
You may put them on the list, you may put them on the list, and none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed.
It seems the festivities in connection with my approaching marriage must last a week. I should like to do it handsomely, and I want to consult you as to the amount I ought to spend upon them.
Certainly. In which of my capacities? As First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chamberlain, Attorney General, Chancellor of the Exchequer, Privy Purse, or Private Secretary?
Suppose we say as a private secretary.
Speaking as your private secretary, I should have to say that as a city will have to pay for it. Don't stint yourself, do it well.
Exactly, as a city will have to pay for it. That is your advice.
As private secretary, of course, you'll understand that. As Chancellor of the Exchequer, I am bound to see that the due economy is observed.
Oh, but you just said now, don't stint yourself, do it well.
As private secretary.
And now you say the due economy must be observed?
As Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I see. Come over here where the Chancellor can't hear us. Now, as my solicitor, how do you advise me to deal with this difficulty?
Oh, as your solicitor, I should have no hesitation in saying chance it.
Thank you, I will.
If it were not that, as Lord Chief Justice, I am bound to see that the law isn't violated.
I see. Come over here where the Chief Justice can't hear us. Now then, as First Lord of the Treasury.
As First Lord of the Treasury, I could propose a special vote that would cover all expenses. If it were not that, as leader of the opposition, it would be my duty to resist it tooth and nail. Or, as Paymaster General, I could so cook the accounts that, as Lord High Auditor, I would never discover the fraud. But then, as Archbishop of Tityhoo, it will be my duty to denounce my dishonesty and give myself to my own custody as First Commissioner of Police.
That's extremely awkward.
I'm not saying that all these distinguished people couldn't be squared, but it's right to tell you that they wouldn't be sufficiently degraded in their own estimation, unless they were all insulted with a very considerable bribe.
The matter will have my careful consideration, but my bride and her sisters approached, and any little compliment on your part, such as an abject grovel in a characteristic Japanese attitude, would be esteemed a favor.
Train of little
my bride that is to be.
You're not going to kiss me before all these people, are you?
Well, that was the idea.
It seems odd, doesn't it? It's rather peculiar. Oh, I expect it's all right. Must probably be leaving now. Well, of course, I know nothing of these things, but I've no objection, if it's usual.
Oh, it's quite usual, I think. Lord Chamberlain?
I have known it done.
Thank goodness that's over. Why, that's never you. Oh, I just want to leave it, and I'll not.
I beg your pardon. Will you present me?
Oh, this is confused.
One at a time, if you please.
Oh, if you please. This is the gentleman who used to play ever so beautifully on the marine parade. Yes, I think that was the name of the instrument.
Sir, I have the misfortune to love your word, Yum-Yum, and I know I deserve your anger.
Anger? Not a bit, my boy. Why, I love her myself. Charming little girl, isn't she? Pretty eyes, nice hair, taking little thing altogether. Very glad to hear my opinion backed up by a competent authority. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take him away.
I beg your pardon, sir. What is this? Customer from Tryon?
This is a tremendous swell.
Oh, is it I?
Go away, little girls. Can't talk to little girls like you. Go away. There's dears.
Allow me to present you. These are my 3 wards. The one in the middle is my bride-elect.
What do you want me to do with them? Mind, I will not kiss them.
No, you shan't kiss them. A little bow, a mere nothing. You needn't mean it, you know.
Well, it goes against the grain. They are not young ladies. They are young persons.
Come, make an effort. There's a good nobleman.
Well, I shan't mean it. How do you do, little girls? How do you do? Oh, my protoplasmal ancestor.
That's very good.
I see nothing to laugh at. It's very painful for me to have to say, how do you do, little girls? How do you do? They're young persons. I'm not in the habit of saying, how do you do, little girls? How do you do? To anybody under the rank of a stockbroker.
Don't laugh at him. He's under treatment for it. Don't mind them. They don't understand the delicacy of your position.
We know how delicate it is, don't we?
I should think we did. How a nobleman of your importance can do it at all is a thing I never shall understand.
Yum-Yum, at last we're alone. I've sought you night and day for 3 weeks in the belief that your guardian was beheaded. And now I find you're to be married to him this afternoon.
Alas, yes.
But you do not love him?
Alas, no.
Modified rapture. But why do you not refuse him?
He is my guardian, and he would never let me marry you.
But I would wait until you're of age.
You forget that in Japan, girls do not arrive at the years of discretion until they are 50.
True, from 17 to 49 are considered the years of indiscretion.
Besides, a wandering minstrel who plays the wind instrument outside tea houses is hardly a fitting husband for the ward of the Lord Executioner.
But, shall I tell her? Yes, she will not betray me. What if it should prove that after all I am no musician?
There, I was certain of it. Directly, I heard you play.
What if it should prove that I am no other than the son of His Majesty the Mikado?
The son of the Mikado? But why is your Highness died? And what has your Highness done? Can your Highness promise never to do it again?
Some years ago, I had the misfortune to captivate Katisha, an elderly lady in my father's court. She misconstrued my customary affability into expressions of affection and claimed me in marriage under my father's law. My father, the Lucius Junius Brutus of his race, ordered me to marry her within 1 week or perish ignominiously on the scaffold. That night, I fled his court, and assuming the disguise of a second trombone, I joined the band in which you found me, and I had the happiness of seeing you.
If you please, I think your Highness better not come too near. The law is against flirting are excessively severe.
But we are quite alone and nobody can see us.
Still, that doesn't make it right. To flirt is capital,
It is capital.
and we must obey the law.
Deuce take the law.
I wish it would, but it won't.
If it were not for that, how happy we might be.
Happy indeed.
If it wasn't for the law, we should now be sitting side by side, like that.
Instead of being obliged to sit half a mile off, like that,
We should be gazing into each other's eyes like that.
and breathing sighs of unutterable love, like that.
With our arms around each other's waists like that.
Yes, if it wasn't for the law.
If it wasn't for the law.
As it is, of course, we couldn't do anything of the kind.
Not for worlds.
Being engaged to Coco, you know.
Being engaged to Coco. Were you not to Coco-lighted, I would say in tender tone, loved one, let us be united, let us be each other's own. I would merge all rank and station, worldly sneers are not to us, and to mark my admiration, I would kiss you fondly thus. I would kiss you fondly thus.
But as I'm engaged to Coco, to best friends you love me, Coco, would you forget me?
Togo, so in spite of all temptation, such a theme I'll not discuss, and on no consideration will I kiss you fondly thus. Will I kiss you fondly thus? Let me make it clear to you, this is what I'll never do. This, oh this, oh this, oh this, this is what I'll never, never do. This, oh this, oh this, I'll never do. Oh this, this is what I'll never, never do.
There she goes. To think how entirely my future happiness is wrapped up in that little parcel. It hardly seems worthwhile. Oh, matrimony. Now then, what is it? Can't you see I'm soliloquizing? You have interrupted an apostrophe, sir.
I am the bearer of a letter from His Majesty the Mikado.
A letter from the Mikado? What in the world can he have to say to me? Here it is at last. I thought it'd come sooner or later. The Mikado is struck by the fact that no executions have taken place in Titipu for 1 year, and decrees that unless someone is beheaded within 1 month, the post of Lord High Executioner will be abolished, and the city reduced to the rank of a village.
But that will involve us all in irretrievable ruin.
Yes, there's no help for it. I shall have to execute someone at once. The only question is, who shall it be? Well, it seems unkind to say so, but as you're already under the sentence of death for flirting, everything seems to point to you. To me? What are you talking about? I can't execute myself. Why not? Why not? Because in the first place, self-decapitation is extremely difficult, not to say a dangerous thing to attempt. And in the second, it's suicide, and suicide is a capital offense.
That is so, no doubt. We might reserve that point.
True. It could be argued 6 months hence, before the full court. Besides, I don't see how a man can cut off his own head.
A man might try.
Even if you only succeed in cutting it half off, that would be something.
It would be taken as an earnest of your desire to comply with the imperial will. No, pardon me,
There, I am adamant, and as official headsman, my reputation is at stake, and I can't consent to embark on a professional operation unless I see my way to a successful result.
This professional conscientiousness is highly creditable to you, and it places us in a very awkward position.
My good sir, the awkwardness of your position has raised itself with that order to engage in the act of cutting off his own head.
I am afraid that unless you can obtain a substitute.
A substitute? Oh, certainly. Nothing easier. Hoobah, I appoint you, Lord High Substitute.
I should be delighted. Such an appointment would realize my fondest dreams, but no, at any sacrifice, I must set the bounds to my insatiable ambition. I am so proud if I allowed my family pride to be my guide. I'd volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. But family pride must be denied and set aside and mortified and mortified.
My brain it teems with endless schemes for good and new for titty poo, but if I took the benefit that might diffuse the town would lose. Now every man to wait his clutch of plot a plan as best he can.
I heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are caught in two can hardly feel the fate of steel, and so are slain without much pain. If this is true, it's jolly for you. Your courage true to bid us adieu.
I am so proud.
My brain and teeth.
I heard one day a family pride to be my guide.
If I think the benefit was slain of steel, the town was blue. Now every man to wait his flesh on ground and fight as best he can. And so, although I'm ready to go, yet recollect we're disrespected, I neglect to thus affect the same direct. So I object.
And so, although I wish to go and greatly find to brightly shine and take the line of a hero fine with grief condign, I must decline.
And go and show the friend and foe how much you dare. I'm quite aware it's your affair, yet I declare I take your share, but I don't much care.
I must
take your share, but I don't. I take your share, but I don't. I take your share, but I don't.
I must decline.
To sit its own silence in a dull dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the cessation of a short sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sit its own silence in a dull dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the cessation of a short sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. A dull dark dock, a lifelong lock, a short sharp shock, a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a pestilential prison, awaiting the cessation from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block.
This is simply appalling. I, who allowed myself to be respited at the last moment, simply in order to benefit my native town, am now required to die, and within a month, and that by a man whom I have loaded with honors. Is this public gratitude? Is this? Go away, sir. How dare you? Am I never to be permitted to soliloquize?
Oh, come on. Don't mind me.
What are you going to do with that robe?
I'm about to interrogate an unendurable existence.
Terminate your existence. Oh, what for?
Because you are going to marry the girl I adore.
I am a humane man and I won't permit it. If you attempt anything of the kind, I shall order your instant arrest. Come, my sir, desist at once, or I summon my guards.
That's absurd. If you have any attempt to raise an alarm, I will instantly perform happy dispatch this day.
No, don't do that. This is horrible. Why, you cold-blooded scoundrel? Are you aware that in taking your life, you are committing a crime which is... Oh, substitute.
What's the matter?
Are you absolutely resolved to die?
Absolutely.
Nothing will shake your resolution.
Nothing.
Threats, entreaties, prayers, all useless.
Oh, my mind is made up.
Then if you really mean what you say, and you're absolutely resolved to die, and nothing will shake your determination, don't spoil yourself by committing suicide, but be beheaded, handsomely at the hands of the public executioner.
I don't see how that would benefit me.
You don't observe. You'll have a month to live, and you'll live like a fighting cock at my expense. When the day comes, there will be a grand public ceremonial. You'll be the central figure. No one will deprive you of that distinction. There'll be a procession, band, dead march, bells tolling, girls in tears, young and distracted, and when it's all over, general rejoicings. And a display of fireworks in the evening. You won't be there to see them, but they'll be there all the same.
You think Yo-Yo would really be distracted at my death?
I'm convinced of it. Bless you, she's the most tender-hearted little creature alive.
I should be sorry to cause her pain. But perhaps if I were to withdraw from Japan and travel in Europe for a few years, I might contrive to forget her.
I don't think you could forget Yum Yum that easily. Besides, what's more miserable than a love-blighted life?
True.
Life without Yum Yum? Why, it seems absurd.
And yet there are a good many in the world who must endure it.
Poor devils, yes. You're quite right not to be of their number.
I won't be of their number.
Noble fellow.
I'll tell you how we'll manage it. Let me marry Yum Yum tomorrow, and in a month, you may behead me.
No, I draw the line at Yum Yum.
Very well then, if you can draw the line, so can I.
No, stop one moment. Listen, be reasonable. How can I consent to your marrying Yum Yum if I'm going to marry Yum Yum myself?
My good sir, she'll be a widow in a month. You can marry her then.
That's true. I quite see that. But my position in the next month will be most unpleasant. Most unpleasant.
Not half so unpleasant as my position at the end of it.
But dear me, well, I agree. After all, it's only putting off my wedding for 1 month. But you won't prejudice her against me, will you? You see, Yum Yum's been educated to be my wife, and she has been taught to regard me as a wise and good man. And I shouldn't like her views on that point disturbed.
Trust me, she shall never learn the truth from me.
What you mean to do, we punctually appear.
Congratulate me, gentlemen, I found a volunteer.
The Japanese equivalent for here.
'Tis Nanki-Poo. I think he'll do.
Yes, he'll do.
He yields his life if all Yum Yum surrender. Now I adore that girl with passion tender, and could not yield her with a ready will for her alone, if I did not adore myself with passion tender still, with passion tender still.
Oh yes, he loves himself with passion tender still.
Take her, she's yours. Not you, silly.
As in a month you've got to die if Coco tells us true. We're empty compliment to cry long life to an empty fool. But as 1 month you have to live as fellows in the sun. This toast with 3 times 3 will give long life. Long life to you, long life to you, long life to you. Till
Your jealousies has dissed me, all of you.
Why do it this to detail lies, make lies on our festivities?
I claim my perjured lover, Yankee fool. All fools who shine lights that never cry.
Don't leave a deadly work undone.
Come back to joy.
Away, away, ill-favored one.
Ah, 'tis Cadishaw, the maid of whom I told you.
No, you shall not go. These arms shall thus enfold you. O fool that kissed my hand, no choice. O blind that sees no end of voice. O rash that judges from half the whole. O base that grudges love's lightest all. Thy heart and mind, O blind, give me my place, O rash, O base. Thy heart and mind, give me my place, O fool, O blind, O rash, O base. Thy heart and mind, give me my place.
If she's our bride, restore her place. A fool, a blind, a rash, a base.
Pink cheek that rulest where wisdom serves, bright eye that foolest heroic curves. down. This insult you shall rue. In vain for mercy, on your knees you'll sue. I'll tear the mask from your disguising.
Now comes the blow.
Prepare yourselves for new surprising.
How foil my foe?
No minstrel he, despite bravado. Ha-ha, I know. He is the son of your...
Holy Capricious Cristo!
Fame you interrupt with this tornado. He is the only son of your...
Holy Capricious Cristo!
Spoil.
Holy Capricious Cristo!
Your gay Gavado. He is the son...
Holy Capricious Cristo!
of your...
Holy Capricious Cristo!
The son of your...
Holy Capricious Cristo! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Ye torrents roar, ye tempests howl, your wrath outpour with angry growl. Do ye your worst, my vengeance call, shall rise triumphant over all. wonder in my artless Japanese way why it is that I am so much more attractive than anyone else in the whole world. Can this bursting vanity? No. Nature is lovely, rejoices in her loveliness. I am a child of nature, and take after my mother. Yes, everything seems to smile upon me. I am to be married today to the man I love best. And I do believe I am the very happiest girl in Japan.
The happiest girl indeed, for she is indeed to be envied who has attained happiness in all but perfection.
In all but perfection?
Well, dear, it can't be denied that the fact that your husband is to be beheaded in a month is in its way a drawback. It does seem to take the top off it, you know?
I don't know about that. It all depends.
In all events, he will find it a drawback.
Not necessarily, bless you. It all depends. I think it very delicate of you to refer to such a subject on such a day. If my married happiness is to be
Cut short?
well, cut short in a month, can't you just let me forget it?
Young, in tears, and on her wedding morn.
They've been reminding me that in a month you're to be beheaded. Yes, we've been reminding her that in a month you're going to be beheaded.
It's quite true, you know.
You are to be beheaded.
Now, some bridegrooms might be impressed by this sort of thing. A month? Well, what's a month? These divisions of time are purely arbitrary. Who says 24 hours make a day?
There's a popular impression to that effect.
Then we'll face it. We'll call each second a minute, each minute an hour, each hour a day, and each day a year. At that rate, we've got 30 years of married happiness before us.
And at that rate, this interview has already lasted 4 hours and 3/4.
Yes, how time flies when one is thoroughly enjoying oneself.
That's the way to look at it. Don't let's be downhearted. There's a silver lining to every cloud.
Certainly, let's be perfectly happy.
By all means, let's thoroughly enjoy ourselves.
It's absurd to cry. Quite ridiculous.
Oh, go on. Don't mind me.
I'm afraid we're distressing you.
No, never mind. I must get used to it. Only please do it by degrees. Begin by putting your arm around her waist. There, let me get used to that first.
Oh, wouldn't you like to retire? It must pain you to see us so affectionate together.
No, I must learn to bear it. Now, oblige me by allowing her head to rest on your shoulder.
Like that?
I'm much obliged to you. Now, kiss her. Thank you. It's simple torture.
Come, bear up. After all, it's only for a month.
No, it's no use deluding oneself with false hopes.
What do
What do
you
you
mean?
mean?
My child, my poor child, how shall I break it to her? My little bride that was to have been.
Was to have been?
Yes, you can never be mine.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I've just ascertained that by the Mikado's law, when a married man is beheaded, his wife is buried alive.
Buried alive?
Buried alive. It's the most unpleasant death.
But who did you get that from?
Oh, from Huba. He's my solicitor.
He may be mistaken.
So I thought. So I consulted the Lord Chief Justice, the Attorney General, the Master of the Rolls, the Judge Ordinary, and the Lord Chancellor. They're all of the same opinion. Never knew such unanimity on a point of law in my entire life.
But stop a bit. This law has never been put in force.
Not yet. You see, flirting is the only crime punishable with decapitation, and married men never flirt.
Of course they don't. I quite forgot that. Well, it seems my dream of married happiness is coming to an end.
Darling, I don't want to appear selfish, and I do love you with all my heart. I don't suppose I shall ever love anybody else half as much. But when I agreed to marry you, my own, I had no idea, pet, that I should have to be buried alive, and in a month.
Nor I. It's the first I've heard of it.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does make a difference, of course.
You see, burial alive is such a stuffy death.
I call it a beast of a death.
You see my difficulty.
Yes, and I see my own. If I insist on your carrying out your promise, I doom you to a hideous death. If I release you, you marry Coco at once.
Here's how we do, if I marry you. When your time has come to perish, and the maiden whom you cherish must be slaughtered too. Here's how we do, here's how we do.
Here's a pretty mess in a month or less. I must die without a wedding. Let the bitter tears I'm shedding witness my distress. Here's a pretty mess. Here's a pretty mess.
Here's a state of things, to her life she clings. Matrimonial devotion doesn't seem to suit her notion. Burial it brings. Here's a state of things, here's a state of things. With a passion that's intense, I worship and adore. But the laws of common sense we are to ignore. If what he says is true, 'tis death to marry you. Here's a pretty state of things, here's a pretty how we do. Here's a pretty state of things, a pretty state of things. Here's a how we do, here's a how we do. For if what I say is true, I cannot marry you. Here's a pretty, pretty state of things. Here's a pretty howdy do. My poor boy, I'm really very sorry for you.
Thanks, old fellow. I'm sure you are.
You see, I'm quite helpless.
I quite see that.
I can't conceive anything more distressing than to have one's marriage broken off at the last moment. But you shan't be disappointed of a wedding. You shall come to mine.
That's awfully kind of you, but that's impossible.
Why so?
Today I die.
What do you mean?
I can't live without Yum Yum. This afternoon I perform the Happy Dispatch.
No, pardon me, I can't allow that.
Why not?
Why? Hang it all. You're under contract to die at the hands of the public executioner. If you kill yourself, what's to become of me? Why, I'll have to be executed in your place.
It would certainly seem so.
Now then, Lord Mayor, what is it?
The Mikado and his suite are approaching the city and will be here in less than 10 minutes.
The Mikado? He's coming to see whether his orders have been carried out. Now look here, you know, this is getting quite serious. A bargain's a bargain, and you mustn't frustrate the ends of justice by committing suicide. As a man of honor and a gentleman, you are bound to die ignominiously at the hands of the public executioner.
Very well then.
Behead me. What, now?
Certainly at once.
Chop it off! Chop it off!
My good sir, I don't go about prepared to execute a gentleman at moment's notice. Why, I've never even killed a blue bottle.
Still, as Lord High Executioner...
My good sir, as Lord High Executioner, I've got to behead him in a month's time. I don't know how it's done. I'm not ready yet. I'm going to take lessons. I mean, to begin with a guinea pig and work my way through the animal kingdom until I reach a second trombone. Why, you don't suppose as a humane man I've accepted the post of Lord High Executioner if I hadn't thought the duty's purely nominal. I can't kill you. I can't kill anything. I can't kill anybody.
Come, my poor fellow. We all have unpleasant duties to discharge at times. But what's the matter? If it doesn't bother me, why should it bother you? After all, sooner or later it must be done.
Must it? I'm not so sure about that.
What do you mean?
Why kill you when making an affidavit of your execution will do just as well? Here are plenty of witnesses. The Lord High Admiral, the Lord Chief Justice, the Commander-in-Chief, the Secretary of State for the Home Department, the First Lord of Treasury, and the Chief Commissioner of Police.
But where are they?
There they are. You'll all swear to it, won't you?
Am I to understand that all of us high officers of state are required to perjure ourselves to ensure your safety?
Why not? You'll be grossly insulted as usual.
Will the insult be cashed down or at a date?
It will be a ready money transaction.
But I tell you, life without Yum.
Oh, Yum Yum, Yum Yum. Bother Yum Yum. Here, Commissioner, go and fetch Yum Yum. Take Yum Yum and marry Yum Yum, only go away and never come back again. Here she is. Here, Yum Yum. Are you particularly busy?
Not particularly.
You 5 minutes to spare?
Yes.
Then go with His Grace the Archbishop of Titipu and he'll marry you at once.
But if I'm too bare to lie.
Now don't ask any questions and do as I tell you and Yankee Fool will explain it all.
But one more.
Not for worlds, for here comes the Mikado, no doubt to ascertain whether I will obey his decree. And if he finds you alive, I'll have the greatest difficulty in persuading him that I beheaded you. Close thing for that, for here he comes.
But they're nothing at all compared with those of his daughter
from all defect.
His insignificant point compared with his daughter-in-law elect. Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect.
Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law A more humane Mikado never did in Japan exist. To nobody second, I'm certainly reckoned a true philanthropist. It is my very humane endeavor to make to some extent each evil ever a running river of harmless merriment. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner bent unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. All prosy society sinners who chatter and bleat and bore are sent to her sermons from mystical Germans who preach from 10 to 4. The amateur tenor whose vocal villainies all desire to shirk shall during our perils exhibit his prowess to Madame Tussauds works. The lady who dyes a chemical yellow or stains her gray hair fuse or pinches her finger is painted with vigor with walnut juice. The idiot who in railway carriage scribbles on window panes. We only suffered a ride on a buffer in parliamentary trains. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
His object all sublime he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
The advertising quack who wears of tales of countless cures, his teeth have been acted shall all be extracted by terrified amateurs. The musical singer attends a series of masses of fugues and ops by Bach and Tarot, who is for Beethoven and classical Monday pops. The billiard shark whom anyone catches is doomed extremely hard. He's made to dwell in a dungeon cell on a spot that's always barred, and there he plays extravagant matches with vitless finger stalls on a cloth untrue with a twisted cue and elliptical billiard balls. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
His object all sublime he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
I am honored in being permitted to welcome your majesty. I guess the object of your visit, your wishes have been attended to. The execution has taken place.
Oh, you've had an execution, have you?
Yes, the coroner has just handed me a certificate.
I am the coroner.
And this is the certificate of his death. At Titipu, in the presence of the Lord Chancellor, Lord Chief Justice, Attorney General, Secretary of the State for the Home Department, Lord Mayor, and groom of the second floor front.
They were all there, your majesty. I counted them myself.
Very good house. I wish I'd been in time for the performance.
A tough fellow he was too, a man of gigantic strength. His struggles were really terrific. It really was a remarkable scene.
Describe it.
The criminal cried as he dropped him down in a state of wild alarm. With a frightful, frantic, fearful frown, I bared my big right arm. I seized him by his little pigtail, and on his knees fell he. As he squirmed and struggled and gurgled and guggled, I drew my stick my stick. Oh, never shall I forget the cry, the shriek that shriek it heed. As I gnashed my teeth, whence from its sheath I drew my stick.
We know him well, we dare not tell untrue or groundless tales. He always tries to utter lies, and every time he fails.
Shivered and shook as he gave the sign for the stroke he didn't deserve. When all of a sudden his eye met mine, and it seemed to brace his nerve. For he nodded his head and kissed his hand and whistled a melody as the saber drew cleanly through his cervical vertebrae. When a man's afraid a beautiful maid, it's a cheering sight to see. And so I'm glad that moment sad was soon by sight of me.
A terrible tale you cannot sell, but you can quite agree. For taste exact for faultless fact amounts to a disease.
Now though you'd have said that head was dead, for its owner dead was he. He stood on its neck with his mouth well bred, and bowed 3 times to me. It was none of your impudent offhand nods, but as humble as could be. For it clearly knew the deference due to a man of pedigree. And it's so I bow this deftly bow. It's a touching sight to see. No trunkless yet, he couldn't forget the deference due to me.
This royalty youth, he speaks the truth whenever he finds it face. And in this case it all took place exactly as he said. Exactly as he said.
Oh, this is very interesting, and I should have liked to have seen it, but we came about a totally different matter. A year ago, my son, the heir to the throne of Japan, bolted from our imperial court.
Indeed. Had he any reason to be dissatisfied with his position?
None whatever. On the contrary, I was going to marry him, yet he fled.
I'm surprised that he should have fled from one so lovely.
That's not true.
No.
You hold that I'm not beautiful because my face is plain. But you know nothing. You are still unenlightened. Learn then that it is not in the face alone that beauty is to be sought. My face is unattractive.
It is.
But I have a left shoulder blade that is a miracle of loveliness. People come from miles to see it. My right elbow has a fascination that few can resist.
Allow me.
It is on view Tuesdays and Fridays on presentation of visiting card. As for my circulation, it is the largest in the world.
And yet he fled.
Yes, and now is masquerading, this time disguised as a second trombone.
A second trombone?
Yes. Would it be troubling you too much if I asked you to introduce him? He goes by the name of...
Thank you, Pooh.
Nicky.
It's rather easy. Then again, it's rather difficult. And in point of fact, he's gone abroad.
Gone abroad? His address?
Fort Erie.
See here, his name, Nanky Pooh, he came this morning. Oh, where shall I find another? Where shall I find another?
Dear, dear, dear. This is very tiresome. My poor fellow, in your anxiety to carry out my wishes, you're beheaded the heir to the throne of Japan.
I beg to offer an unqualified apology.
I desire to associate myself with that expression of regret.
We really had police notions.
Of course you hadn't. How could you? Don't distress yourself. It was no fault of yours. If a man of exalted rank chooses to disguise himself as a second trombone, he must take in the consequences. It really distresses me to see you take on so. I have no doubt he thoroughly deserves all he got.
We are infinitely obliged, Your Majesty.
Much obliged, Your Majesty.
Very much obliged, Your Majesty.
Obliged? Not a bit. Don't mention it. How could you tell?
No, of course you couldn't tell who the gentleman really was.
It wasn't written on his forehead, you know.
You know, it could have been written on his pocket handkerchief. But then again, Japanese don't use pocket handkerchiefs.
I forget the punishment for compassing the death of the heir apparent.
Punishment?
Yes, something lingering with boiling oil in it. I fancy something of that sort. I think boiling oil occurs in it, but I'm not sure. I know it's something humorous but lingering with either boiling oil or melted lead. Come, don't fret. I'm not a bit angry.
If Your Majesty will accept our assurance, we had no idea.
Of course.
I knew nothing of it.
I wasn't there.
That's the pathetic part of it. The fool of an access compassing the death of the heir apparent. There's not a word about a mistake.
No.
Or not knowing.
No.
Or not having no notion. Or
No.
not being there.
No.
There should be, of course.
Yes.
But there isn't.
Oh.
That's the slovenly way in which these acts are always drawn. However, cheer up. I'll have it altered. Next session. Now then, let's see about your execution. Will after luncheon suit you? Can you wait till then?
Oh yes, we can wait till then.
Then we'll make it after luncheon.
I don't want any lunch.
I'm really very sorry for you all. It's an unjust world, and virtue is termed only in theatrical performances.
Well, a nice mess you got us into. You nodding of the head and the deference due to a man of pedigree.
Merely corroborative detail, intended to give an artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald and unconvincing narrative.
Corroborative detail indeed. Corroborative fiddlesticks.
And you're just as bad as he is with your cock and a bull stories about catching his high and his whistling in air. But that's just like you. You have to put in your or.
But how about your big right arm?
Yes, and your snicker-snee.
Well, never mind that now. There's only one thing to be done. Nanky Poo hasn't started yet. He must come to life at once. Period. Here, Nanky Poo, I've got good news for you. You're reprieved.
Oh, but it's too late. I'm a dead man and off for my honeymoon.
Oh, nonsense. A terrible thing has just happened. It seems that you're the son of the Mikado.
Yes, but that happened quite some time ago.
This isn't any time for airy persiflage. Your father's here with Catashop.
My father. And with Catashop.
He wants you particularly.
So does she.
Oh, but he's married now.
But bless my heart, what has that to do with it?
Catashop claims me in marriage, but I can't marry her because I'm married already. Consequently, she will insist on my instant execution. And if I am executed, my wife will have to be buried alive.
You see our difficulty.
Yes, I don't know what's to be done.
There is one chance for you. If you could persuade Catashop to marry you, then she would have no further claim on me. And in that case, I could come to life without having any fear of being put to death.
I married Catashop.
I really think it's the only course.
But my good girl, have you seen her? She's something appalling.
Ah, but that's only her face. She has a left elbow that people come from miles to see.
I am told that her right heel is much admired by connoisseurs.
My good sir, I decline to pin my heart upon any lady's right heel.
It comes to this. While Catashop is single, I prefer to be a disembodied spirit. While Catashop is married, existence is as welcome as the flowers in spring. The flowers that bloom in the spring trouble bring promise of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing trouble, we gather the hope that they bring trouble.
the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case. I've got to take under my wing, tra-la, a most unattractable thing, tra-la, with a caricature of a face, with a caricature of a face. And that's what I mean when I say or I sing, oh, bother the flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la, oh, bother the flowers of spring, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
The miscreant who has robbed me of my love, but vengeance pursues. They are heating the cauldron.
Cadishaw, behold the suppliant at your feet. Oh, mercy, Cadishaw.
Mercy? Have you mercy on him? See here, you have slain my love. He did not love me, but he would have loved me in time. I am an acquired taste. Only the educated palate can appreciate me. I was educating his palate when he left me. Well, he is dead, and where shall I find another? It takes years to train a man to love me. Am I to go through the weary round again, and at the same time implore mercy for you, who has robbed me of my prey? I mean, my pupil. Just as his education was on the point of completion. Oh, where shall I find another? Where shall I find another?
Here.
What?
Cadishaw, for years I have loved you with a white-hot passion that is slowly but surely consuming my very vitals. Shrink not from me. I dare not hope for your love, but I won't live without it, darling.
You, whose hands still reek with the blood of my betrothed, dare to address words of passion to the woman you have so foully wronged?
I do. Accept my love, or I perish on the spot.
Go to. Who knows so well as I that no one ever yet died of a broken heart?
You know not what you say. Listen. On a tree by your little top tit sang willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. And I said to him, Dickie bird, why do you sit singing willow, tit, willow, tit, willow? Is it weakness of intellect, birdie, I cried, or a rather tough worm in your little inside? With a shake of his poor little head, he replied, oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. He slapped at his chest as he sat on that bough, singing willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. And a cold perspiration bespangled his brow. Oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. He sobbed and he sighed, and a gurgle he gave as he plunged himself into the billowy wave. And an echo arose from the suicide's grave. Oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. Now I feel just as sure that I'm sure that my name isn't willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. That was blighted affection that made him exclaim, oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. And if you remain callous and obdurate, I shall perish as he did, and you will know why. Though I probably shall not exclaim as I die, oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow.
Did he really die of love?
He really did.
All on account of a cruel little head?
Yes.
Poor little chap.
It's an affecting tale, Hen. Quite true. I knew the bird intimately.
Did you? He must have been very fond of her.
His devotion was something extraordinary.
Poor little chap. And if I refuse you, will you go and do the same?
At once.
Oh, no, you mustn't. Anything but that. Oh, I'm a silly little goose.
You are.
And you won't hate me because I'm just a little teeny weeny wee bit bloodthirsty, will you?
Hate you. Oh, Caddyshaw, is there not beauty even in bloodthirstiness?
My idea exactly. There's beauty in the bellow of the blast. There's grandeur in the growling of the gale. There's eloquent pouring when the lion is roaring and the tiger is a lashing of his tail.
Yes, I'd like to see a tiger from the Congo or the Niger, and especially with the lashing of his tail.
Volcanoes have a splendor that's grim, and earthquakes only terrify the dolls. But to him who's scientific, there is nothing that's terrific in the falling of a flight of thunderbolts.
Yes, in spite of all my meekness, if I have a bit of weakness, it's a passion for a flight of thunderbolts. If that is so, sing derry down derry, it's evident very our takes our fun. Away we'll go and merrily, merry go toddly, derry till day is done. There is beauty in extreme old age. You fancy you are elderly enough. Information I'm requesting on a subject interesting. Is the maiden all the better when she's tough?
Just wait a minute, it's a general opinion that she'll last a good bit longer when she's tough.
Are you old enough to marry, do you think? Won't you wait until you're 80 in the shade? There's a fascination present in the room that's romantic. Do you think you are sufficiently decayed?
To the matter that you mention, I've given some attention, and I think I am sufficiently decayed.
If that is so, sing derry down derry in there. Merry our taste our one. Away we'll go and merrily, merry nor tardily, terry till day is done. If that is so, sing derry down derry in 7 in merry our taste our one.
capital lunch and we're quite ready. Have all the painful preparations been made?
Your Majesty, all is prepared.
Then please the unfortunate gentleman and his two well-meaning but misguided accomplices.
Mercy, mercy for Coco, mercy for Pity Sing, mercy even for Pooh-Bah.
Pardon me, I don't think I quite caught that remark.
Mercy, even for Pooh-Bah.
Mercy, my husband was to have been dead, and I just married this miserable object.
Oh, you've not been long about it.
We were married before the registrar.
I am the registrar.
I see. But my difficulty is that, as you slain the heir apparent,
The heir apparent is not slain.
bless my heart, my son.
And your daughter-in-law elected. Traitor, you have deceived me!
Yes, you are entitled to a little explanation, but I think he will give a better whole than in pieces.
It is quite true I had stated I had killed Nanky Poo.
Yes, with most affecting particulars.
Merely corroborative detail, intended to give an artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald. And
Will you refrain from putting in your or? It's like this. When your Majesty says, let a thing be done, the thing is as good as done. Practically, it is done, because your Majesty's will is law. When your Majesty says, let a gentleman be killed, a gentleman is told off to be killed. Consequently, that gentleman is as good as dead. Practically, he is dead. And if he is dead, why not say so?
I see. Nothing could be more satisfactory.
For he's gone and married Yum Yum.
Yum Yum.
For anger may marry, for we will be married. We think you had better say
Come.
join our expression.
On this subject, I pray you'll be dumb. Your notions, though many, are not worth a penny. The word for your guidance is mum.
Mama.
A very good bargain indeed.
On this subject we pray you'll be dumb. We think you have better said come. You'll find